How's it going, guys? It's Sean here, and I am back today to give you guys a review of the Off-White collaboration with Nike on the Air Max 90 in the black and white colorway. These dropped on February 7th for $160 or $210 here in Canada. The official colorway for this shoe is black, cone, and white. So alongside this pair, they also dropped the Air Max 90s in the Desert Ore colorway. So between the two, I personally prefer the Desert Ore colorway, but here in Canada, to my knowledge, stores only got the black colorway. In either case though, I took an L on both pairs, so I picked these up through a reseller. The rumor on the street is that these two Air Max 90s are the final pairs of the Off-White Nike collection. Whether or not that's true though, the Air Max 90 was my personal favorite of the original 10 pairs of the Off-White Nike collection. So that's why it was a no-brainer that I had to pick these ones up. So jumping straight into the shoe, these ones are done in that familiar black and white makeup that we've seen Virgil Abloh adopt onto other pairs in the collection. Starting things off with the toe box, so the base layer of these Air Max 90s is constructed using this black ripstop nylon. Surrounding the edge of the toe box, here we have what feels like either a synthetic leather or a black nubuck. All in all, this has a bit of a plastic feel to it. Next to this, running along the length of both sides of the shoe, here we have this black suede that feels pretty buttery. On the midfoot of the lateral side, here we have this oversized Nike swoosh that's done in this glossy finish, and it's stitched onto the shoe using this exaggerated white stitching. Hanging off the edge of the swoosh, we have this orange tab that's commonly found on the other pairs of the Off-White Nike collection. And then cutting diagonally through the swoosh, we have this black fuse or tape-like material. As we look on the medial side though, so this is a little bit different. So on this side, here we have your signature Off-White Nike text. That's another common element found on the Off-White Nike collection. As we move towards the back heel, we have this flap of black suede, and this can actually be flipped over, revealing some text underneath. In terms of laces, these come standard with your flat black laces with the signature shoelace branding on the edges. However, there's also a secondary pair of white laces with orange text if you want to swap it out, giving the shoe a bit more pop. Underneath the laces, we have your tongue, so this is a foam tongue overlaid with this black nylon. We have this contrast orange stitching running across the width of the tongue, and you'll notice that the tongue has this unfinished look to it, exposing the foam within. On the lateral edge of the tongue, we have this white tag that has the Nike sportswear branding. Of course, these come with their signature zip tie that's done in blue, and this is hanging off the left shoe. So the interior of these Air Max 90s is constructed in this black textile, and as I pull out the insole, here we have your signature Off-White Nike insole that's done in black, and then we have the Off-White and the 10 branding found on the heel. So the upper of these Off-White Air Max 90s sit atop this full-length foam midsole. Encapsulated within the midsole, we have a Nike airsole unit, and we have this visible window underneath the heel that exposes the air bubble. Flipping these over to the bottom, so here we have your outsole, so this is entirely done in black in a combination of exposed foam and overlays of rubber. In terms of sizing, so my feet measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, and I'm typically between a 10 or 10.5 in my normal Air Max 90s. For these guys, I'd say that they run relatively true to size. They're a little bit more on the longer and narrow side. So picking these up in a size 10, they fit me perfectly if I wear like thinner socks. But if I was to wear these, for example, with Nike Elite socks, something that's a bit more padded, then I feel like they'd be too narrow width-wise. So all in all, my best recommendation would be to stick true to size. Comfort-wise, so there's nothing too special about these Air Max 90s. You can't really feel the air bubble underneath your feet, and honestly, the majority of the comfort is coming from the insole that's provided. With that said though, they aren't uncomfortable by any means, and they're going to be okay for just an everyday casual use sneaker. So with all that being said, now let me lace these up and I'll show you guys how these look on feet. With so many Off-White Nike shoes done in the same black and white color scheme, personally for my collection, I gotta be a bit choosy as it's kind of pointless owning like 4 or 5 shoes that are basically identical. However, as I mentioned from the start, the Air Max 90 was my personal favorite from the original run, so if I was to keep a black and white off-white Nike, then these ones probably would be it. While the comfort isn't remarkable and the quality is just average, I still love the Air Max 90 silhouette, but at the end of the day, it's just your personal preference on what you like. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this black and white Air Max 90 off-white. Between the two, this one and the Desert Ore, which one did you guys prefer? If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Give me a follow on Instagram at esgo8, check out my Twitter at sean.go, and visit my website at seango.ca. So until next time, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.